Hello and welcome along to part 15 of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 15 and today we are back to face second place Barry Town United and at home to TNS, the professional side, who are really struggling this season. We've got disappointment in the cup, as you can see in the top right, but in the league the title looks almost certain. If we win this game today against Barry, even if we then lose to TNS, you'd think we've probably done enough. But there's only one way to find out, and that's by playing the two games. So if you're looking forward to this one, a big double header at the top of the Welsh League, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily content from two long-term stories. This one, of course, every other day at 3:30, and our journeyman / director of football story, the head coach, on the other days in between. But we've got two big games today. We hopefully have a youth intake on the way. I'm not sure if it'll be out in time for the 12th, so that might have to tie in with the final game of the season. But what we won't have when we get there is any cup action, because we have gone out in the quarter-finals of the Welsh Cup to Haverfordwest after extra time. And it's something we saw a lot last year. We just couldn't put teams away in the cup, and it seems to be the case again here. Albeit it wasn't as embarrassing as the Barla game in the League Cup earlier in the year. But that Welsh Cup is the one that's eluding us, and it's something we're going to have to focus on next year because I'm a bit worried about it. Jimmy Spencer got a goal off the bench, Jamie Reid and Jack Wilson with the extra time goals for the hosts, and they got themselves through to the semi-final. TNS are there, and at the moment it looks like their opportunity to get to Europe. Now for us, as winning the league every year, it doesn't help us if TNS get to Europe. In terms of building a nation, we need the other professional side earning money in Europe and doing well. So TNS for us have to win the cup or make up that 4-point deficit to third. The positive you'll see from that game is a debut for Aaron Amadi Holloway, a player who we brought in on trial in the last episode. He has now joined the club, so he's one we'll go and meet in a moment. But in the other games in the league, we did alright. 3 home matches, 2 wins and a draw. A victory at home to Carmarthen by 2-1. Jimmy Spencer got both of ours, and look who scored for Carmarthen. Noah Daly, the hero from Cliftonville last year. Looks a similarly good prospect here, to be honest. Hasn't developed quite as well playing for a lower semi-pro side, but he has still got those attributes, and he looks a good player, and he scored against us, of course, so he must be alright. We beat Cardiff Met Uni by the same score. Again, sort of champions grinding out performances. We haven't won a game since Newtown by more than a goal. So it has been very tight. We've just been nicking results. Chris O'Grady off the bench with a penalty, the decisive goal. Samuel Fanian with the other. And a late scare and a grandstand finish in stoppage time. A 0-0 draw against Connors Quay, the second time we've had that this season. And then that defeat against Haverfordwest in the cup. It does leave us in a good position. We're 10 points clear with 6 games to go. Very hard to throw away. And with us playing the closest rivals today in Barry Town United, anything but a defeat, and we've probably wrapped it up. Let's have a quick look at the transfers though, because we have got to talk about Holloway and also about Ben Atkinson. He was on the transfer list and St Albans came in for him. We had to let him go because he deserved the move. He's played for us 33 times in the league. Of course, probably his most memorable moment was a bit of a mixed one. He scored that 92nd minute equaliser in the Welsh Cup final last year against today's opponents Barry, and then missed the crucial penalty as we lost in the shootout. So Ben Atkinson, interestingly remembered, but a solid servant, a good pro, and now playing for a side local to my home. And he is replaced by the big buck signing up front. Amadi Holloway is on 425 quid a week. We'll probably let Jimmy Spencer go in the summer. Chris O'Grady definitely on his way. And we might just build again there. One appearance in the Welsh Cup, not his best start, but he's got to get fit. And I'm really confident he's going to be a star. 29 years of age, got Football League experience. He's Welsh. He came through at Bristol City and Newport. And he's got a good future ahead of him at this club. Only 29 still, and he's certainly in his prime if we can get him fit. But let's go and get into the 2 games today. Against Barry Town, we've still got good situations off the pitch. The atmosphere's good, the players are doing alright. And pretty much everyone's fit now after a little spell of injuries. We've got the 2 under-19 stars from last year's youth intake on the bench. Kretschmar's back in after an injury, which is the first time for a while. Glendon's back in for Nolan, who played the cup game. And Amadi Holloway keeps his place, with of course Spencer sitting on the bench today, which does mean O'Grady's not in the squad. But this is the 11 we've gone for. Is Zabret in goal, Moore and Bolton the fullbacks with Harbottle alongside Bodenham at centre-half. He's not been great, and we really have missed Ted Malden. I'm not sure how he's getting on at his new club, actually. I just want to see if he's been playing for them, because if he hasn't, it will upset me greatly. He's gone to Lincoln. He's made 2 appearances. He's a fringe player. It's so frustrating. He could have been starting every week here. He could have helped us to a domestic double. But he's not to be. In midfield, it's Goodridge, Boots, Glendon and Kretschmar. And then Fanian alongside Amadi Holloway up front. The 2 youngsters on the bench, but game changers with Spencer and Nolan. And plenty more quality if we need it. So into the first game, how will we get on? This one is the crucial decider in the title race. In we go then. Cieslewicz up front. Diakite's in there. David Cottrell's still going. James Cook, who they signed from us in January. And Luke Cummins among the back 4. Good players on the bench. A good squad, actually. Probably as good as ours and TNS. Just not quite as deep. That's the difference this year. We've had a deeper squad. And it's made the difference when we've had those odd clustered periods of 2 or 3 games in a week. Yes, it's cost us in the cup games. But in the league, we look the most consistent. As Bodenham picks it up at the back, goes long to Fanian, played onside as the keeper comes out to clear. Not quite sure why he went with his feet, but it's back into Goodrich in the centre circle. To Glendon, tries to play through, Press intercepts it, Cottrell coming forward on the right, and ironically, we could be in a spot of bother here. They're a bit slow coming forward though, and it's a poor pass, and Harbottle wins it at the back. He goes into midfield to Glendon, tries to chip left to Bolton, who brings it down. Good play on the ball there. Back to Glendon again. And he's got 2 inside of him. Boot finds Amadi Holloway. Poor touch though, and it gets away. You'd imagine if he's match fit, he controls that. As Cieslewicz is using his electric pace down the left-hand side into the box. Brilliant run. But unfortunately, no final product on his weaker foot. But definitely a scare on the counter. Remains 0-0 after 10 minutes. But it's been a very even and a very poor game so far. And we've got all the way to the 37th minute. Coming up towards half-time. And Cieslewicz on the run again. He's skinned Owen Moore. He's got into the box for the 2nd time. And if that guy had a final product here, we could be 2 down. He's absolutely dominant. As a Barry Town United, we're going to drop to a balanced mentality. And we're just going to try and get damage limitation on. We've got a free kick on the left-hand side. A chance to nick a smash and grab. And it's sort of been the story of our last month or so. We've nicked goals where we've not deserved it. We've nicked even games by the odd goal. And George Glendon scores an absolute cracker from the edge of the box. And it looks like the same story again. Our first shot on target after 45 minutes of being completely outplayed. Look at the expected goals. Look at the match stats. And somehow we lead Barry Town United. At half-time, the title race is almost over for us. And that's a positive, but the performance is certainly not. And we've reached the hour mark with Barry Town coming down the right-hand side again. It's a little bit difficult this because we're really struggling. As Green goes from distance, it's just wide of the post. And we are holding on for dear life here. I mean, look at the man of the match. It's Zabret at the moment. That tells you everything you need to know. Let's go and make some changes though. We need to try and shore things up here. And I'm not quite sure what the solution is. Amadi Holloway's not quite fit and he's a little bit anxious. So we'll bring on Spencer, a good replacement to have. Kretschmar's not fit, so we'll go for Henry Jones rather than Flanagan this time. And Nolan on for James Boot, who's had an average game, but probably, if anything, not really weakening the side. 20 remaining, we still lead from our only shot on target. And the only question for this match really is how have Barry not scored? As Nolan picks the ball up in the right back area, long over the top, is straight through to the keeper. We look useless, to be honest. It's one moment of magic as Diakite's in over the top, gets on the end of the goal kick, and that man, Gregor Zabret, saves the day again. Could you imagine the difference if he'd been signed by TNS? We'd be talking about a very different title race. Yes, we've lost Malden, it's a massive blow, but it wasn't to a rival as the ball in is headed away. Cook was there, couldn't get on the end of it. Nolan heads away at the back post again. It's basically siege mentality at this point. As Bodenham picks it up with a free kick just outside his own box to Moore. 1-2 with Bodenham and now Harbottle. Over the top, the Spencer's going to get there. It's a terrible mistake by the centre half. Jimmy Spencer in. The shot is blocked. It's a great recovery by the defender. Made an awful mistake to let Spencer in. And made a great tackle to stop him scoring. As Cottrell finds Cummins back to the edge of the box. Glendon hacks it downfield to Spencer. He can put Fanian in here. Beats the defender. It's really good play. Into the box and shoots. But it's a pretty tame effort. It's straight at Gould. And with 15 left, it remains 1-0. And we're defending a throw-in yet again as Cottrell and Cummins have caused all sorts of trouble today. Bodenham heads away as far as press. and the attacks start again. Patton plays a 1-2. Cottrell flicks on, Harbottle clears. Spencer to Fanny Ann. Chance to take on the defender. Gets it through to Spencer. He's one-on-one here. Good save by Gould. And as Barry Town United go more and more attacking, we're just starting to get those chances over the top. Look at that little background there. 3 benches and a bin just outside an office block. The path doesn't actually lead anywhere. I'm sorry, that's not the commentary you were expecting today. But that was bizarre. It didn't even lead to a door to the building. 7 minutes left though, and we need to get back on the pitch. We are getting chances. We are taking advantage of the attacking layout, and it's cleared away by Bio for Barry, and we might have left ourselves exposed here as David Cottrell picks it up on the right. Got an overlap, but goes left to Cizlovic. He gets in for the 3rd time, and for the 3rd time in a row, his final product is not there. Zabret makes a save down to his right, and it's a corner kick which Bodenham heads away. Finds Jimmy Spencer. Brilliant finish to the match from a neutral point of view. Fanny Ann up, can't get there. And into stoppage time we go. We've got a throw in to defend on the left. Goodrich heads away. Press and Spencer chasing it. Spencer gets there first. Tries to go over the top to Fanny Ann. Can he wrap it up in stoppage time? Samuel Fanny Ann is a good save by Gould, and it's going to be cleared away. Bio hacks it out for a throw. I don't think he was under that much pressure, but he levered it into the stands. As it's picked up on the right for Moore again. He's got a throw in and he is taking all the time in the world. Short to Fanny Ann, into the box, press heads away. Cizlovic picks it up, skins one man, gets to halfway, goes past a second. Brilliant run this is, back to Patton. Out to the left hand side to Bio. He delivers in, Cizlovic there. And he loses out in the air, but it's only as far as Cummins. He's got time on the right hand side, delivers in. It's a clearance by Moore this time. How on earth are we hanging on? We're not now. Cizlovic equalises. As it stands, it's still a very good result. We stay 10 clear with just 5 remaining. But I worry about these last 2 minutes. We hang on for a 1-1 draw. In the circumstances, it perhaps feels like a defeat. But in the grand scheme of the season, we'll take that result all day long. We were absolutely outclassed. And it's certainly not a case of us dominating this league yet. But somehow we're picking up these plucky results. We draw 1-1. We keep the 10-point lead. And with 5 to go and Zabret the star man, I think that probably just about wraps up the title. We'll keep an eye on the other games because of course TNS are very important to us here. We need them to nick 3rd really, or win the cup, one of the two. And as champions for 9 of the last 10 years, it'd be a surprise if they didn't. So let's go and skip ahead. We'll be back for the New Saints at home. It's TNS time and they are back in with a shout. They got a crucial 1-0 win at Connors Quay. They move up to 4th and just 2 points behind Cardiff Met Uni. I didn't actually look to see what the Barry result was at the moment, if they were playing. They're not. They played last night and they won, so the gap's down to 7. You'd imagine it's too late for them, but let's not get too excited just yet. We're going to go for the same 11 and 18 because defensively they were dogged and they got us a result. What we do have to accept though, without Malden, without the loanies in the middle in the shape of Coyle and Craig, we aren't as strong a team as we were in the first half of the year. So it is going to be harder to get a result, but we face TNS, probably the underdogs, but let's see if we get the result. Gregor Zabret against the club he could have joined, and we're delighted that he's on our side today. Some new signings in the TNS side, some familiar names in the shape of Williams, Longelo, who was crucial in the last game for them, John Routledge, and of course the skipper Keston Davis. They're a good side. Mark McAllister's back. He's had injury troubles this year, but always scored when he started. So it's going to be an interesting match this. We're going to tell the lads to impress us. Zabret was motivated to start with. Fanny Ann added to that now. And arguably, they're the 2 key players in this side. With Malden gone, we need to rely on a top scoring striker and a very good goalkeeper. Let's see how they get on. First half, what do you think will happen? As we've got a free kick at the back with Riley Harbottle. Takes it short to Bolton, who goes into midfield. Boot picks it up in the centre circle to Glendon. A positive start to Kretschmar. Back to Bolton again. Didn't really need to turn back there as Hosey heads away. And they pick it up on the right-hand side, TNS. John Routledge goes long. Bolton will get there. A little bit more direct than they really need to be the away side. They could probably play it around us. But instead we've got it with Fanny Ann. Definitely trying to play the shorter, more tempoed football. As Fanny Ann gets it on the right side of the box. It's blocked. It's cleared away by Barrett. And it looks like it's going to be backs to the wall for TNS. Playing on the counter. It won't work though. As Fanny Ann gets in after 3 minutes. But he puts it over the bar. He probably should have hit the target. But a good start for Bangor City. Well, 25 minutes in, Kretschmar's got a free kick from distance. It looked like it was just going wide, but the keeper couldn't take chances, got it behind for a corner. I'm a little bit surprised though. Samuel Fanian's picked up a knock, we'll think about subbing him soon. But I am surprised about how defensively TNS have laid themselves out. They're a good side, they've got attacking quality, they've got Keston Davis who's better than any of our defenders now Malden's left. And he's still playing very, very much backs to the wall stuff, and I don't understand it. Moore goes over the top. We've got to look at that injury to Fanian. It is a bit of a concern. But we attend to the break. We'll try and nurse him to half time. And then we'll think about Kane McLagan, I think. As Kretschmar picks it up, right side of the box. Chance to cross it, but goes back to Glendon. Plays a 1-2 with Boot. Into Amadi Holloway. And he was a post whips away from his first goal for the club. A brilliant effort. Just rattled off the woodwork. And I'm actually going to rest Fanian here. Let's think longer term. If we lose this game, we don't want Fanian out for the season. As Boot goes back to Goodrich. Lovely ball to Moore. Into Amadi Holloway. And you might have seen my arrogance briefly there. I was already celebrating. And the header went just wide. How we're level, I don't know. It's the reverse of the Barry game. We were lucky to be ahead there. Here, we're very unlucky not to be. A brilliant first half. Apparently, we're telling the lads we're not happy. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say keep working hard, we can win it. Zabret's focused, a few others on point. So let's see if they react. 25 minutes left. It's been a really quiet start to this half, actually. I'm a little bit concerned about the fitness. I'm a bit concerned about the morale. Kretschmar looking nervous. He's going to be replaced by Jones again. He's been a super sub so many times this year. And probably the same for Glendon in the middle. Just replace him with Nolan. It's a like-for-like swap. And we'll see if there's any magic. Again, a draw's not a bad result. But we'd like to do it in style, not with a bit of luck. As Henry Jones puts in a free kick, Barrett heads up more than away. Longalo picks it up at left back. They do play with width, TNS. That's the one thing I'll give them. And we've got a very narrow pitch here, which does suit us. Williams holds up well, though. Goes back into midfield. Holland switches it right. The fullback's been beaten, and it's switched to the left-hand side. They're running at the fullback here. Owen Moore's got protection as the man on the wider side of the diamond goes out. But the through ball's great, and Williams volleys in. And out of nowhere, TNS score. That's probably more surprising than a goal we scored at Barry. A brilliant finish, that one. And not bad here either. First shot on target for TNS. And with 5 to go, we're going to be chasing it. We're going attacking. We're demanding more. And I think we're going to lose this, you know. Suddenly, Barry within 7 points. TNS up to 3rd. And it starts to look like a bit of an agonising finish. It's not what I was hoping for. I mean, 7 points clear with 4 games to go. We should still be well clear of it. But I don't know. As Boot hits it. Oh, he nearly scored a screamer to equalise. But TNS are going to win. The quality shines through. And based on our January, the financial ruin we're still in, we are not out of the woods by any means, both this season and more importantly for the next one. A good performance, a poor result. We're going to say it wasn't good enough. I need to get them back motivated. It's worked for the majority. But that is a very alarming sign. One very worrying performance against Barry. A worrying lack of toothlessness, particularly once Fanian went off. Amadi Holloway's not fit yet. I don't want to get too worried about him. But the target man seems to be a struggle this year. Only 2 to 3 days for Fanian. And our last game of the season is at home to Barry Town. That game better not be important. Because if it is, you are going to see the most tense version of me this channel's probably ever seen. We were 10 points clear with 6 to go. We're 7 points clear with 4 to go. Surely we can't throw it away. Most importantly though, the top 3 we were expected to be in we have achieved. But it would be a real kick in the backside if we threw away the title now. We'll be back on the final day, hopefully for a celebration. If not, it could be the agonising finish we really didn't want. No cups to play for, and if we throw away the league, I'd argue my job might be in jeopardy. So if you're looking forward to seeing that and you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I don't think there can be any doubt that we are really missing Ted Malden. And until Holloway gets firing, until Fanian's back and scoring goals regularly, and until we can replace some of those midfielders we lost in the winter, I don't know that we're going to be able to do anything. We've still got Serafino here. We've still got the same problem in the sense that we're not able to bring players in because he doesn't trust us if they're not from Italy or Argentina. And with the work permit rules, with the position we're in, we can't do that. It's so disappointing. It's so difficult. But this is the challenge we signed up to. If we can win the title, we'll be happy. But next season's going to be a whole lot tougher. If you are looking forward to it though and you want to stay up to date across the channel, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. The head coach will be back tomorrow. That series is absolutely flying, so please do put a thumbs up on it and support the channel if you can. Yesterday's episode from that series was incredible, and the next one is going to be crucial in terms of the whole series. So please do check that out if you haven't already. This one will be back in 2 days' time. You can catch up with the whole playlist in the eye above. And of course, there's links to the mobile series, the live stream series, and the podcast I'm part of too. So please do come and get involved with the content. Your support is incredibly appreciated. Will we be champions? Join me next time to find out. Thanks for watching.